Hey, what's going on, fellow rock and rollers? Peace and love, thumbs up, and AK, cowbunk, and rock and roll. And guess what we got for you today? The top 7 most memorable shows that I've ever played as a singer-songwriter solo artist or in a band. So just get right into them. It's kind of fun, something a little different for us. So, in no particular order, this is my top 7. So I used to be in a band called Post Mark Twain with 3 other of my guy friends, and we used to play at Six Flags Great Adventure. That is definitely up there in the top 7. They had a live and local stage. It usually was in the summer. It was a lot of fun. We would play 3 sets in one day. It'd be like 45 minutes, then we have like an hour or two break, another 45 minutes, then an hour or two break, and then play for another 45 minutes. Those were always a lot of fun. We were able to get some of our friends and family out there, a lot of people passing by. Just a really, really nice day outside. And then in between and afterwards, we could go on rides. So that was a lot of fun to be able to do that. Did that for about 2 summers. Uh, Number 2, we performed at the Stone Pony, which is a very famous venue in New Jersey in Asbury Park. We performed there twice. It's a really cool stage. It's kind of like just an iconic venue, so that definitely gets into the top 7. That's number 2, playing at the Stone Pony. Again, we're able to get a lot of friends and family out to that, just playing at that iconic venue. There's a couple of videos floating around on YouTube of one of our fans who would follow us to different spots that we played at in New Jersey and even in New York City, and film sort of low budget filming from her phone at that point in time. This is going back like 15 years, and got some pretty cool footage there. Very nice. All right, let's see. Number 3, in no particular order, like I said, out of the top 7, is when I was in Postmark Twain. I We opened for a group called Making April. Now you might not have heard of them, but they were really big on MySpace. Remember MySpace back in the day? And we had kind of gone back and forth with them messaging, and they had us open when it was just me and my friend Dave as a duo before we ended up with our 2 other bandmates in the band. We were playing just acoustic duo stuff, and we played at this mall in Nyack, New York, and we opened for them, and it was like at a movie theater and in the mall, and it was just a really unique experience just driving up there and playing at a mall in a movie theater and having probably several hundred teenagers there. It was a really cool experience. Plus they were pretty big on MySpace at the time. Another one that would fall in the top 7. A lot of these fall within the band that I was in, Postmark Twain, because we just had a lot of fun formative experiences together. We performed at this really small bowling alley in our hometown called Hamilton Lanes. And little did we know that the band that we were going to be opening for right before they went on. So there was a band or two before us, and then we went on, and then this band called the Blue Pages went on after us. They were really good. Little did we know that the Blue Pages are actually the American Authors. So that was huge. American Authors are a big time band. They had uh, Believer, a song not to be confused with Imagine Dragons, that song, but they also had their big one, their claim to fame is Best Day of My Life, which is a really, really fun song. The one that goes, whoa, oh, 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 oh. And they were called the Blue Pages before they became American Authors. So we technically had a chance to open for the American Authors, and they were really cool guys. And so that was a really neat experience. Now, the next 2 are ones from my solo project. So I've had a lot of cool solo project opportunities to play and open for different people, not necessarily big time famous people, but just play around with a lot of different people. Met a lot of people along the way at different open mic nights and gigs and coffee houses and wineries and breweries and bars and all these different types of venues. But one of them that really stands out to me is last summer, actually, in June of 2024. I had a chance to play at the Trenton War Memorial, Patriots Theater. Now, it's a pretty iconic venue where we live. If you were to look it up on YouTube or on Google, you would find some cool historical stuff there. And I performed a whole set, an hour's worth of original material at Art All Night at the Trenton War Memorial last summer in June of 2024. So that was really cool experience. I also involuntarily, sort of impromptu, when I was on my honeymoon, uh, got a chance to perform in Ireland, which was really cool. So we were just kind of touring around the southern part of Ireland with a tour group. And when we stopped in the town of Killarney, we were just in a random bar, and there were musicians that were already playing there asked anybody who was there, does anybody know how to play guitar? And of course, I didn't really want to. I just wanted to kind of enjoy my honeymoon and not like kind of fly under the radar. But people in the tour group found out that I play guitar, and they were saying, "Well, this guy does," and they kept pointing to me. So I ended up going up and playing 3 songs in the town of Killarney, Ireland, kind of inadvertently, unexpectedly. So that was a lot of fun. And then the last but not least one that I have out of the top 7 sort of performing opportunities that were most memorable in a positive way is the first band gig I ever had in high school. And we didn't really have a name before we went into this band gig, and it was at the talent show. And we played a Blink-182 song. We renamed it G Willikers. I don't want to say any curse words on here, but this sort of is like a curse word, so you might be able to figure out what it is. It goes so we retitled it G Willikers so that we wouldn't get in trouble when we went on stage and performed it, and changed one of the words live to a different word instead of the curse word that was in the song. So we ended up calling ourselves Put a Donation in the Box, and that was really thrown together and at the last second. So what we ended up doing is finding an old shoebox, cutting a hole in it, and we asked a friend to go around and collect money from people in that shoebox during our only song we had on stage, that song from Blink-182. Just kind of a wild experience. My friend, I remember seeing him running up and down like the aisles of the auditorium, and we ended up making like $80 in one song. Just people throwing coins in and a dollar bill and whatnot. And what we did with that was we took people out to Applebee's afterwards. That was like the cool hangout spot at some points. It was like that and Wendy's in our town. And it was a wild and fun time. We basically ordered a whole bunch of appetizers to split because it was like half price appetizers the night we went there. But that was a lot of fun too. And so that whole experience was just very, very memorable. Of course, being the first big band experience we had with a couple of my guy friends playing instruments and singing. So all is good. That's what I got for us today. My top 7 performances that I've had over the years, either being on my solo project or being in a band, basically post Mark Twain. I was in another band as well in my mid-20s, but we didn't really have too many memorable experiences like this that I can remember that fall in the top 7. So maybe you're a musician, maybe you have any some sort of memorable experiences as well. Would love to hear about it. Feel free to put it in the comments. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the page, share it with your friends and family. Thanks so much for tuning in on this sort of fun and different section of top 7 most memorable performances live. Peace and love, a thumbs up, and AOK, cowabunga, and rock and roll. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.